Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Roundup with me, Bryan. We take a look at multiple games today and a 3D printer, as we are liking to do on here. So let's start off with this printer. The reason I'm showing you this printer first is because a lot of people have reached out and asked what I recommend for a entry-level printer. This is the Elgu Mars 5 Pro. It is just an incredible machine. I'll show you why. Notice in that time lapse how the vat moves, not just the arm. So what this allows for is perfect leveling. And by that I mean I took this out of the box, hit print, and it leveled itself and printed my first print instantly. So it is now my absolute recommendation for small size printers. It is very fast, it's very accurate, high resolution. I printed off a capsule from Mega Man X and you can't even see the layer lines. It's just a perfect print. And using the new Chi-Chu boxes out there to slice them, it doesn't get any better than this when it comes to small size printers. I absolutely love this, and this is my 100% recommendation for an entry-level printer that is very leaps and bounds above where resin printing was even 2-3 years ago. This auto leveling, this vat moving, so there's less movement of the gantry and stuff like that. It makes it so good. So that is the Elgu Mars 5 Pro. Go get one now. I don't get paid for you to say that, for you to buy one, but I recommend it if you're looking to get into resin printing because it's just so good. All right, coming up next, this is Starship Interstellar. This game is big. All right, this is Starship Interstellar. It is a heck of a massive game. There's stuff even up there that I can't even show you. You've got different tracks here to track how the progress is going. Essentially what you're trying to do is colonize a ship to move away from where the sun is killing all the planets because it's the heat death of the universe slowly happening, right? So you've got your different planetary powers and you're gonna have a set of action tokens here you can do on your turn during the action phase. You'll flip one over. If it says infinite, you can do it that many times until you pass. Then you have the next phase, which is the salvation phase, which is essentially where you're going to try to get all the benefits from what you did during your action phase to boost these tracks up. You may be building the ship, the Interstellar, you may be working together, you may be helping each other out to say, hey, can we help do this? But it's really a competitive game. You've got all sorts of components out here that just look incredible. There's a lot going on the board, but essentially you're going to have your ship out here, and the ships look really great. They are right here. And all the pieces actually are phenomenal. It comes in these nice little boxes. But you've got your ship that you're going to be moving around the galaxy to boom, 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 boom. Try to get these different resources and cubes and things like that. There's a market. It's a heavy Euro game in space, essentially. So gorgeous looking game, really great mechanics, really fun to play. Just one of those ones that it's a beast to set up a little bit, and these boards are massive. These are two full-size boards set next to each other. That's why it looks kind of zoomed in here. It's not zoomed in, this is the normal camera angle. But there is a whole lot going on in this game between world politics and planetary politics and population and then building the ship out. And then each of these kind of things will charge you a certain amount of fuel. If you move into the next ring, it's plus a fuel. It's plus one to take off, plus to move into the next ring. And then when you cross these borders, there's another one. So you have to plan ahead when you're going to a planet, and these planets will rotate because, like, you know, the solar system does. You'll need to have enough fuel to get back to where you want to go as well. So that, in a nutshell, is a quick overview of Starship Interstellar. So big, it involves two giant-sized boards that make the board out there. First of all, the game looks great. It's a very Euro-y feeling game, though. So, like, you're not fighting. You're not doing laser battles in space. It's not even sandbox. Really, you're working towards making these objectives with your actions, exploring other planets, getting your people out of there, building up that politics thing into where at the end of the game you have the most points, obviously. First of all, the game looks great. Great components. There's a lot to set up though. It is kind of a whole lot of setup, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. Really solid game. Starship Interstellar. Coming up next, we got some HeroClix. This is the HeroClix DC Masters of Time set. Now, why am I showing you this one right now? Because there's dinosaurs in it. Come on. HeroClix, as you know, is the game that got me into doing all of this. I wouldn't be here doing these reviews with you if it wasn't for HeroClix. So I always have a soft spot in my heart for HeroClix. But this set, because I'm a DC fan, is fantastic. The sculpts are amazing. Like, you can use these in so many different things. Like, the sculpts are absolutely gorgeous for this game. So highly recommend checking out DC Masters of Time HeroClix. Did I mention dinosaur? All right, coming up next is Robo Rally. This is an old game, but this is the newest version that I have, and I have never played it before.
All right, this is Robo Rally. One of the, not the brand newest edition that's coming out soon. There's like an anniversary edition coming out, but this is like the next newest one. And it's a very good looking game when it comes to the miniatures. I mean, look at these things, right? Fantastic little painted miniatures. But it is a programming game, which means that everybody in this family is out because programming is just not our jam. But what happens is you're going to get some upgrade cards that you can choose to buy with this amount of energy you have here. You'll start with 3. And you can choose of these cards to buy by the cost up here. And some of them will be permanent upgrades, which will let you have permanent bonuses, and some of them will be temporary kind of one-time uses. Now what's cool is that you can take the cards, you'll choose 9 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you'll plan for your whole turn. Now, this is the very basic map. There are things like bounce mats where you bounce off the walls in the right registry. These conveyor belts will move you. There's batteries out here. There's trip lasers. There's also lasers you can shoot at each other. But there are things like move ahead, turn right or left, U-turn, redo the last movement. You'll lay these cards out in a row here, and then one activation at a time. So number 1, registration. Everybody will turn that over. First person will go. So let's just say I've put move ahead 2. So I will move ahead 1, 2. Pretty simple. Let's just say that was here. Sorry. I'll move ahead 2. Turning would do the same thing. Now an interesting thing is once you get on these conveyor belts, the effects will also register in a certain order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Conveyor belts will move you. If you're on a blue already and you move to another blue, you will move another space. If, for instance, I was here and conveyed onto the turn space, I would turn. However, if I moved onto the turn space, let's just say this direction, and moved here, I would not turn until I was conveyed a turning direction. Your goal was to go all the way up here using all these programming moves to get through the checkpoints. This one is just 1, but heck, you can lay these out in a massive all-day game of Robo Rally if you really wanted to. You can take damage. Now, lasers will shoot you by other players. They can shoot you with a laser. You'll take a damage. Some of them are just things to gum up your hand. And then there are haywire damage, which is kind of random movements. Things like, let's just see. Oh, that's the wrong deck. That's the upgrade deck. Things like haywire. Move 2, then rotate right. So it can totally mess up your programming if you haywire early, because when you take a haywire damage in a certain registration, it puts it in that registration. So let's just say you had it here in 2, it will flip over the next time you get to 2, which could completely mess up your hand. But that's how you play Robo Rally.
All right, so that is Robo Rally. Like I said, it can get off the rails pretty quick considering your programming, and anything can mess up programming, especially if you get on those treadmills and you turn the wrong direction, and basically anything that turns you that you weren't intending on will totally mess up the rest of your turn. So Robo Rally is a fun game to play with families and everybody, but it gets crazy and maniacal and silly and frustrating at times. So that is Robo Rally. Coming up next, this is the Arkham Horror, the role-playing game, the Hungering Abyss starter pack. That's right, you heard it first. This game is tremendous. It is a role-playing game set in the Arkham Horror universe. So you say, isn't that Call of Cthulhu? No, this uses a different dice system, and it's very, very fun to play. And there are physical puzzles. So what I like about this feels a lot more like Mansions of Madness with more open-ended nature than it does Call of Cthulhu. Yes, there's a GM. Yes, there's all that sort of stuff. But you are playing it as the investigators you already know from a lot of the Arkham Horror files. So I really, really love this, and we will be playing a lot more of this as more content comes out. So huge fan of this. You've already seen my video for the Welcome to Arkham book. It's like a supplement material book about, information and locations in the Arkham Horror files of this universe, but just absolutely fantastic. All right, Landmarks coming up next. This is a game all about word puzzly traveling. So let's take a look at Landmarks and see what it does.
This is Landmarks. I was like the Audible guy. If you know, you know.
All right, this is Landmarks. This is a word puzzly game in which you're working together to try to escape the island while maintaining, gaining treasure and not getting cursed or trapped, or using an amulet to block a curse. But the way this works, instead of escape from the Curse of the Hidden Temple, whatever it's called, that great game of the dice where you play frantically and yell a lot. This is an interesting one. So you're going to take a start card here. So we have Salad, Poem, App. So on the map, my S card would go here. Sorry, here. Then the one that starts with a P would go here. One that starts with A would go there. So I'd put Salad, Poem, and App right here. Then I would start making clues once I had Salad, Poem, App out there written. I'm not going to write them because my handwriting is atrocious, and you can get the point anyway. So Salad, Poem, App. I might think wedge salad, except it touches these. However, poem doesn't. So if you wanted something to represent both clues, so let's see, app poem. Maybe there's a poetry app that people know. Well, you can put this here and people go, oh, that's that poetry app. I bet it goes here. So they're trying to find where you're trying to put their clue. Now, if you put salad, you put just Caesar, maybe you could go here or here or here. So you're still having to deduce maybe this is the right spot. And usually you have a choice of 2 or 3. However, if let's just say, for instance, we had salad, this was, let's say, restaurant and app. I would put wedge. Wedge salad would go here, usually sold as an appetizer in a restaurant and is a type of salad. So you know guaranteed that piece goes there. And the reason you do that is you're trying to refill your water perhaps because you don't have this unlimited stack here. You have up to your limit. And when you get trapped, you lose on your water limit. When you're cursed, you lose if you leave while cursed. You have to go find an amulet to dispel a curse. And it tells you the limit of these two. And then the exit comes up here. Now you can leave without all the treasure, but it's kind of like the peg game. You're trying to get as much treasure as possible. But that's how you play. You're going to give clues to make people go around the board. That is Landmarks from Floodgate.
All right, that is Landmarks. Landmarks is a fantastically interesting puzzle game in which you are giving clues to help people get across a map. Now, this is the first time I've seen this, where you have a puzzly spatial element to a party game-esque style. And you're trying to get them to get the clues, get the treasure, and get out of there. So it's really great. This is Landmarks. Really enjoy this. Get good component quality as well. All right, so that is the end of the roundup. Check back here. We're going to do another one very soon with some more things, including River Valley Glassworks. Also, we've got our top 100 coming very soon from Carl and myself, so look forward to that. And until next time, we will see you.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vassell.